So my name is Madeline McNeil. I am an opera-trained singer. I'm not in the world. What I've done is I've incorporated my technique into, I've blended it with perspectives of meditation, yoga, anatomy, physiology, to theorize about how the breath musculature is active in shaping the mind, consciousness. So I get philosophical, and we've had some really great conversations.
For sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for being here. I wanted to show you Bo Burnham. So just kind of give me an idea of kind of what you think as this goes on. So let's get it going.
I can't really play the guitar very well or sing, so
I say this too.
apologies. Stunning 8K resolution meditation app. In honor of the revolution, it's half off at the Gap. Deadpool self-awareness, loving parents, harmless fun. The backlash to the thing that's just begun. There it is again, that funny feeling, that funny feeling. There it is again, that funny feeling.
So I stopped it. Here we go. So far, I don't know what the point that he wants to make is. I was waiting for it a little bit, but I did like this reference to meditation being like half off at the Gap, because it has become very trendy.
Yeah.
There's this book called Why I Am Not a Buddhist by a man named Evan Thompson. He teaches at University of British Columbia in Vancouver. And he makes a criticism of something called Buddhist modernism, which is the idea that we've westernized Buddhism into this kind of Cartesian approach to it. So it becomes detached from the body. It becomes detached from our environments, our social environments.
Right.
And it's quite trendy.
Right. You know, he says, stunning 8K resolution meditation app. That's the first line. It's so hilarious because it's like a meditation app, you would imagine, is trying to get us to, put down the screens and kind of find out. And it's like, but it's a stunning 8K resolution. And there's kind of a contradiction there somehow, right? And then he says, in honor of the revolution, it's half off at the Gap, right? And so it's like, or in honor of our freedom from enslavement, we celebrate by buying a bunch of stuff, right? Which deeper entrenches us.
Yeah. How can we make Buddhism into part of our consumer culture?
Right. How do we use Buddhism to get us to crave more and to cling more, right?
Yeah, and something else that's interesting about having our phones and technology is that there seems to be an assumption that, and I don't know what you feel about this, but that we're kind of these mote consciousnesses, in a body, like these kind of Cartesian observers. And so we can isolate everything into that. We can distill it down to that mote consciousness that's just floating around. And then we can engage it with the technology, and that becomes some kind of like ultimate connection, a spiritual connection place. Mote consciousness and technology. There's a transhumanist flavor to it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Do you believe in transhumanism? That we could eventually, like we're all dopamine slaves in some dystopian AI future?
I do not. And I will look at the camera and say that no.
See?
I
Hope.
don't.
All right, so we're going to back it up just a couple of bars.
Okay.
And continue to pause and talk. That's what this is all about.
That funny feel.
So what he says there's this funny feeling, right? After he says it's like, there it is, that funny feeling. When you think about these things.
Fun. The backlash to the thing that's just begun. There it is again, that funny feeling. That funny feeling. There it is again, that funny feeling. That funny feeling. The Surgeon General's pop-up shop, Robert Iger's face.
I don't know who that is.
Discount Etsy agitprop, Bugle's take on race. Female Colonel Sanders, easy answer, Civil War. The whole
Wait, who's female Colonel Sanders? What is this? Enlighten me.
So he says, female Colonel Sanders, easy answer, Civil War, right? So KFC decided to do like a female Colonel Sanders one month, and the left and the right blew up on one another. And so he says, yeah, easy answer, Civil War, right? Like something that small can get us to all kill each other.
Oh, okay.
And oftentimes we're reminded of that. It's like, we play this game like, oh, everything is safe and we're fine. We're, just day-to-day life. Nothing is really too bad, and then we see those things and it kind of disrupts the game we're playing. So that's my interpretation of the funny feeling. It's like that funny feeling you get when, do you remember where you were when 9/11 happened?
Yeah, I was driving back from Bellingham to Spokane. I was taking a break from college. Yeah.
And how did you hear about it? Somebody call you?
No, I was with my mom. We were spending the night in a hotel on the way back, and then I saw it on the television.
Did you feel like it was all over? Did you get a feeling like this was the end?
Well, I was really sad, and I was a bit of a hippie back then. So like I asked my mom to pray, and
It's like, this is really bummed out, man. Damn.
yeah, Mom.
Okay, keep going. I'm sorry.
No, it was really. I was genuinely sad and distressed about it.
But you weren't worried about like the end of the world.
No.
No.
I don't think I was.
Interesting. Because for me, I was just like, okay, I've never seen anything happen like this. The second plane was definitely intentional. Who knows if there was a third plane? I think there was a third plane hit the Pentagon, right? And so I was like, this is just, it represents a vast, vast change in the way that I expected life to be.
Well, yes, it was a vast change because it was the first time that we'd really been, I mean, besides Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
But the first time the mainland had been attacked.
Yeah. Do you ever remember? Well, you know what? I'm going to let Bo continue, and then we'll get there.
world at your feet. Female Colonel Sanders, easy answer, Civil War.
I love that line.
The whole world at your fingertips, the ocean at your door.
So that's climate change.
The
Yeah.
live-action Lion King, the Pepsi halftime show. 20,000 years of this, 7 more to go. Carpool karaoke, Steve Aoki, Logan Paul. A gift shop at the gun range, a mass shooting at the mall. There it is again, that funny feeling.
Okay, so I get it now. Yeah.
Do you think so? What do you think the funny feeling is? Or what are you getting?
Well, it's like he's lullabying us into the end of the world. And so we're at a time when we have access to so much information. I mean, this has been going on for a long time.
Yeah.
That we've had access to information, but the internet has just amplified our access. And there's always in the news, it's always going to be the gloomy stuff.
Yeah.
But these topics of climate change and other things, they have this Doomsday they create these doomsday feelings. Sometimes it can become sensationalized and a means of controlling people into feeling guilt or fear. And I think, and I've just stepped back from a lot of it. I used to be much more of an activist. And then I started to feel like it's becoming much more manipulative. And it's asking me to feel like crap a lot. And that starts to feel controlling. And I think that in order to actually address these problems, we have to be more agile.
Yeah.
And we have to be able to move into different states, including the happy ones and the sad ones, the angry ones. But they have to be authentic to who we are as people. We have to develop our own skills, and that goes by its own pace. So it's both like engaging with the issues, but then also being tuned in
for sure
to who we are.
So how do you feel about being lullabied into the end of the world?
I'm glad that people make art about it. I don't think that we can stay there. What's the feeling that I'm getting? If it's too much, there's almost an elitism to it. Like, I know everything, and I'll just kind of tell you softly.
Yeah, it's like lull you to sleep. It's I never thought of that before, but it is kind of pacifying. It's like don't worry about it. It's just shh. Yeah, we're all dying. Don't worry, type of thing. We have a book club on this channel. We're going over 1984 right now. We're in chapter 8, and there's this lullaby that's under the spreading chestnut tree. I sold you, and you sold me. There lie they, and here lie we, under the spreading chestnut tree. And it's this creepy lullaby that is played, for all of the failed revolutionaries who were, captured and kind of put in this containment facility. And it's this kind of dark lullaby playing that this kind of reminds me of. But so your interpretation of that funny feeling is kind of mortality, just saying that, or impending doom.
I think that it's feeling impotent, actually. Yeah, not feeling like you can really do anything about it, but just being overwhelmed by all of the information. You don't know which way to go. You don't know which direction. So
but
you just
definitely
name
dark
them all.
vibes.
Dark vibes. Yeah, I like dark. I go dark all the time.
You're here for it. You're here for it.
But yeah, I don't like just kind of, I don't like staying above it in this haze. I like to be more.
You want to interact with it.
Yeah, I like to be kind of emotionally engaging, but not in a way that's authentic to me. And then sometimes I'm like, all right, you guys, I'm gonna go take a walk.
At the mall, there it is again, that funny feeling, that funny feeling. There it is again, that funny feeling, that funny feeling. Reading Pornhub's terms of service, going for a drive, and obeying all the traffic laws in Grand Theft Auto 5. Full agoraphobic, losing focus, cover blown. A book on getting better, hand delivered by a drone. Total disassociation, fully out your mind. Googling derealization, hating what you find. That unapparent summer air in early fall. The quiet comprehending of the ending of it all.
You know what's coming to mind?
That always gives me goosebumps, that part.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
The myth of Icarus, right? So it's the guy, they make wings Icarus flies too high, everything starts to melt, and then they fall. And this idea of like we're going to ascend, achieve, but with too much hubris, there's the tragic fall. I've been reading Camille Paglia's Sexual Personae. She references this like as a male journey. It's like you flight from nature, flight from mother, hubris, and then fall. Like Western civilization discovered tragedy.
Right.
Like it's part of our heritage because we've achieved so much in Western society with science and rationalism and everything. But part of that natural movement is like we extend, we reach, and then we get too confident, and then we have to fall. And so I see that in artists like Bo and others. Like they're describing the fall. They're just describing the tragedy. And a lot of that has to do also with like I think detaching from the body, like rationalism detaches from the body, and so for me there's like a need to coming back to the body, coming back to the flesh,
coming back to the body, coming back to the flesh.
Yeah.
Gosh, I wish I could grasp. We're gonna have to do a whole nother conversation just about this because like I'm a big Terrence McKenna fan. You like Terrence McKenna?
Actually, I don't know.
You know, okay,
Yeah.
so he's like a very strange ethnobotanist who says that, you know, we should be free to go on psychedelic journeys with like mushrooms, and he believes in like the DMT and the spirits that are found there, but extremely intellectual guy. And he says that Mother Nature's womb is closing in on us. Mother Nature is about to birth us. The earth is saying, I am done with human beings, and that is the tightening that we feel in culture. And he believes that I think he calls them the leather-lunged among us, the people who smoke a lot of, you know, whatever, that they're going to be the babysitters as the world is like freaking out over all this stuff.
You know, it's interesting. I don't have children, but it's interesting having a womb within me. Yeah, because it's like we have these metaphorical and language about like the womb of nature, and there's one inside. And it's interesting as a woman to have those cycles where you're just reminded of what is where humans came from within you. And I think about men that don't, and how different that is, because men have achieved so much, and you have to. Yeah, there's some kind of identity thing that's interesting. That's a difference.
Yeah,
in that,
for sure. See, guys, like this woman is a hallway full of doors. Like, you ask a question, and you're just like, there's so much cool stuff to unpack. Yeah. So go back a couple of bars.
Early fall, the quiet comprehending of the ending of it all. There it is again, that funny feeling, that funny feeling.
I just wanted to ask you really quickly, do you think that the simplicity of his voice and the simplicity of the guitar lends something to the song itself? I mean, what if this were sung by a more amazing vocalist, or, you know, would that take away from it? Or it's you know.
Yeah, it's very lovely. It's a very lovely voice. Yeah, I'm not getting the scream of rage.
Yeah.
You know, it's soothing. It's a very soothing voice.
And I think for that reason, you're not really able to escape. And for that reason, I think when I first saw this, it drew me in so much, just because he's not like a superstar singer. You know, he's just in a room by himself with a guitar playing very simple strums.
Yeah, it's interesting, the sense of being so complacent.
Yeah.
With all of this overwhelming information coming at you. Yeah, and you can't escape.
Yeah.
And how do you embody escaping me? So I sing opera. I mean, just like, we're going to, escape. We're going to break through. And
that was legendary.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, you kind of, I want to do a little shaky shake, though.
So there you have it.
You're doing great. No, really. You have to have artists that name this and bring it all up and package it in a way that's
for sure. Absolutely. Dr. John Vervaeke, who is he's the cognitive scientist really who inspired this channel. So this channel was built on testing his theory that the cascade of insights is infinite, that you can find insights anywhere that you look, if you're willing to look deep enough. With the simplicity of his voice and the simplicity of the strum, it's almost like a remembrance. It's almost like he's asking us to remember something. And remember is reestablishing membership, right? So it's like reestablish membership in the realization that all of this bullshit is transient. You know what I mean? That stop playing the game for just a second and remember your mortality. Remember that regardless of what plans you have next week, a bus could hit you like today,
Yeah.
And it's
absolutely.
like, he's like, there it is, that funny feeling. It's like, capture it and explore it. Don't chase it away. It's like, there it is. I'm giving you a gift, I'm giving you that funny feeling again that usually you only get during times of turmoil. You can now experience that gift from a safe and repeatable location.
I like that.
And there's a tool there,
That's a really beautiful way of framing it because you're locating it.
Yeah.
Like, let's find it.
Let's sit with it.
Yeah, let's find it.
And it's cool that you're willing to go into the dark places because a lot of people are just like, no, I don't want to hear this again. I made the mistake of playing this song in Wisdom School. We do Wisdom School at the Hilliard Library every other Sunday.
Wow.
And we had this big group, and I just want to play this song. It was so inspiring to me, and everybody's just like, and I felt bad. I was like, I like dark stuff. I'm a horror fan. I like when it reveals a kind of truth to me.
Oh man.
So I'm bloviating now.
Funny feeling, that funny feeling. There it is again, that funny feeling, that funny feeling. Hey, what can you say? We were overdue, but it'll be over soon. You wait. Hey, what can you say? We were overdue, but it'll be over soon. Just wait. Ba-da-da, ba-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da. Hey, what can you say? We were overdue.
I'm just getting like Care Bear.
But it'll be over soon. You wait.
Okay, hold on. I will not have you insult the Care Bears on this channel. There will be no Care Bear slander. Imagine the dark goth Care Bears singing.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it is a very dark.
Yeah.
I mean, because let me put it to you. What do you think he's saying there? Hey, what can you say? We were overdue, but it'll be over soon.
Yeah, it's he sees the end, and it's like euthanization in a way. Here you go. It'll be all right. It's gonna be over.
Yeah.
This won't hurt a bit.
Ugh. It's like we cheated death. When he says, "What can you say? We were overdue." We built houses and we lowered evolutionary pressure to like zero. We can survive in the wintertime while staying right where we are. And it's like, hey, we cheated death. Here we go, And it's like, Bo's like, no, you didn't, It's like, and I think what he means is like the whole thing is going to collapse. And there's something in me that wants to resist that. And there's another part of me that wants to submit to it.
You're so optimistic. in a lot of ways. And today I feel like I get to be optimistic a little more than you because I hear and see what
But
he's
is
saying.
my optimism a rescuing device, though? I mean, it could just be that I'm a bit naive.
Maybe. Like I said, I pulled away from a lot of the Doomsday stuff. And so what my goals are, it's to come back to the body, because I think that there's a lot to be discovered. That's where I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Is that there are things to be discovered about what we are, and for me, it's the idea that we're bodies. So for me, I think about the mind as embodied, consciousness is embodied, spiritual experience is embodied. There's nothing that's detached from the body, but there's some truths in that. There's some reality in that. There's also some potential. There's a lot of possibility in that. There's skill building in that. There's authenticity. Like, who are you as a body?
There you go. Yeah.
What are our abilities, and what are the possibilities of who we are individually as bodies? So that's where I'm optimistic. Let's figure that out. And go from there.
You know, you told me that you had seen Welcome to the Internet by Bo Burnham, which does not mean that I'm not going to try to twist her arm into giving us her insights on that as well. But when I was watching that, it was so dark, right? Even though, the reaction, we had fun on the reaction. What it left me with was something so dark that I immediately kind of created a rescuing device for that. And I wanted to hear your take on it. I think that AI and the way the internet is going is actually a good thing. And the reason I think it's a good thing, even though it looks really bad right now, is it is essentially going to render the internet useless. It's going to make real human connection that much more valuable. Because right now we're all kind of staring and everyone's kind of in this doom scrolling moment. But it'll get to the point where there is so many opinions. Everyone will have a hypothesis. Everyone will have their own private internet established identity, that none of those things will be salient to us anymore. It'll be about who can really transform a room and who can really listen, who can actually, look you in your eyes and have a conversation, longer than 5 minutes, and so I know that's hopeful. That's wishful thinking. But, I think that AI is going to kind of do some good in that area.
Well, it's certainly asking us to ask deep questions. It's probing us to define what we are and what we are not. Like how similar are we to AI? How dissimilar are we to technology, this technology that we built? Cognitive science was created like in the 1940s, 1950s, and people were trying to understand how the mind works, and so that's when they began to think about the mind as machine, the brain as machine, the brain as computer, and that's just blown up into the technology that we have now, but it's rooted in these assumptions that we are computer brains. And I think that that's being challenged with things like embodied cognition and, talking about feelings and talking about flesh. It's the idea that there is a dialogue that's happening between flesh, nervous system, and it's all part of it. And so my theory is if we wanted to make something that was human, technologically human, you'd have to make it as human as possible. You'd have to give it mortality, basically.
Right.
And for me, part of mortality is, there's so much to it, but breathing.
Right.
You have to be able to breathe. If you stop breathing, you die. And I think that a lot of our interactions with other people and our experience of the world is the variations of the breath contribute to our cognition of the world. Like if I'm holding my breath, I'm going to experience the world in a different way than if I'm breathing freely. So those kinds of things just, for me, separate human from technology in great big ways.
Right. Yeah, totally. I completely agree. To quote one of my favorite scientists, Bernardo Kastrup, he says, just because my computer can simulate kidney function doesn't mean my computer can pee on my desk.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Hey, what can you say? We were overdue.
Bo Burnham's a little bit crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Soon you wait.
got some John Denver vibes just now from
John
the,
Denver. Shout out to John Denver. What?
Well, just like in the delivery,
Yeah.
like, the John Denver, he idolized nature.
Yeah.
But this is a very different content.
Mm-hmm. And the end of that there, as I like how you kind of mentioned that it's kind of a spooky nursery rhyme vibe, but it's almost like an invitation. You can either accept this with joy, or you can scream as it happens. One of my definitions, I think, for transformation is when the universe demands of you the expression of some latent potential within yourself. And sometimes transformation is involuntary. Mm-hmm. It's like, I need you to change right now because of the restrictions of your environment. You are just forced to go into the next thing. Yeah. You can either kind of scream as it happens or just walk gently and calmly into it if you can.
So, yeah, I hear you. Those aren't my choices.
Those aren't your choices?
Those aren't my choices, yeah.
What are your choices?
I'm not thinking about the end of the world much. I'm thinking about just becoming more embodied and exploring that, these ideas that we are bodies. So that seems to be the encounter that is more practical, or it's that makes more sense to connect fully to one's own mortality as just part of what happens. And then once you encounter yourself, then you can try to start solving the problems.
Yeah. I am going to start a post Bo Burnham conversation right now. So tune in for that.